Welcome back. Today we're creating the Dusk Knight, a champion who eliminates dangerous elements from society or within their church. Hi, I'm Yova and I'll be going through the core features of the Dusk Knight today. We are starting with a Fetchling, a human warped from generations of living in the plane of shadows. We have a liminal Fetchling that has bonuses when seeking undetected creatures and reduces the checks when fighting targets that are concealed or hidden. At first level, Shadow Blending, with the use of a reaction, the Dusk Knight can increase the checks when concealed or hidden. At 5th level, the ability to extinguish a light source at night or dimly lit runes work well for the Dusk Knight. This can be used to create confusion or to set up an ambush. Another 5th level ancestry feat is Clever Shadow. Depending on how creative the Dusk Knight is with the light source, they would be able to reposition their shadow around the room to interact with objects such as picking up keys off the table if they were locked up in a holding cell. Hefting Shadows at level 9 lets the Dusk Knight store items in their shadow, increasing their capacity and concealing potentially important items and documents. Skirting the Light grants a Shadow Walk spell that can be used once per day. This can be used as a means of transportation or to move a group of people or items discreetly. The Dusk Knight's background is a criminal. The experience of working in organized crime and how they complete heists helps the Dusk Knight with their mission of taking out targets of interest. As a follower of Abadar, the target of interest to the Dusk Knight are the thieves and criminals that would attempt to rob money from the church's vaults or dare attempt to infiltrate into the cloister as an insider. To the Dusk Knight, they are a military force designed to protect the wealth that lies within the vaults of Abadar. Our class is the champion with a paladin cause. This grants the Retributive Strike reaction, which reduces damage sustained by an ally and allows the Dusk Knight to strike back. In regards to the tenets of acting with honor, never taking advantage of others, lying or cheating, the Dusk Knight would subdue organized criminals and infiltrators by completing an investigation to fully understand their motives before making a decision to take them out. On to the feats, with Range Reprisal. This feat allows the Dusk Knight to potentially step closer to an enemy that activated Retributive Strike and make an attack of opportunity. Desperate Prayer, available once per day, grants the Dusk Knight a focus point if they've run out, great for lengthy or multiple combats in a row. The Vengeful Oath, where the Dusk Knight swears to hunt down wicked evildoers and bring them to justice. Once the Dusk Knight has completed their investigation and their target of interest is indeed an evil wicked doer, this will confirm that taking them out will not make them step outside their tenets. Attack of Opportunity is ideal for spellcasters or evildoers who attempt to flee from the Dusk Knight. Instrument of Steel empowers a Retributive Strike reaction with an additional damage and slowing the target. Losing an action can limit retaliation from the targets or the distance traveled if they were trying to escape. And Sacred Defender, which grants resistances to physical damage against evil creatures. This would be used by the Dusk Knight if they were guarding vaults located in Axis where devils from the neighbouring hell might attempt to steal from Abadar. We will be taking the Shadowdancer archetype to gain access to skills that work well with the Fetchling ancestry and the Dusk Knight's methodology. We are taking Shadow Magic to gain access to both focus spells Shadow Jump and Dance of Darkness. Shadow Jump allows the Dusk Knight to teleport up to 120 feet from a location that is in dim light or darkness to another location with similar lighting. This works well when used with extinguished light, as you will be able to create an area suitable for targeting. Dance of Darkness creates a burst of darkness either at the end or the start of their stride. This can be helpful with creating a space to become hidden or to use Shadow Jump to move to a different area. Spring from the Shadows combine a stride and strike action for the price of one reaction. The Dusk Knight remains hidden or undetected, which can be useful to negate reactions that rely on the target being aware of the strike. And Shadow Master. While in dim light or darkness, the Dusk Knight gains resistance to all damage except for force and strikes with the Ghost Touch property rune. Here is our stat spread. We are going with Strength as our main class boost, as the Dusk Knight will be spending their time initiating combat in tight spaces where it is a criminal's den or a hidden study. Dexterity will come second, as it will boost the Dusk Knight effectiveness if it ever turns into a shootout with their crossbow. And lastly, we have Constitution to be able to take hits and Charisma for one of the skills. And here are the feats. The first few feats can be taken in whatever order suits your playstyle. At level 8, we are taking the Shadowdancer dedication and focusing on the Shadow Magic feats. The Dusk Knight will be focusing on improving their skills in Deception, Performance and Stealth. Performance and stealth are mandatory to meet the requirements to take the Shadowdancer dedication. While the Dust Knight won't be allowed to lie, we are taking Deception for the Lie to Me feat. The Dust Knight normally would progress with Expert Perception by level 20, and as we are not focusing on improving our Wisdom score, they would have difficulty with detecting lies, especially when attempting to root out corruption. We will be taking some feats from society, but we won't have opportunity to improve its proficiency. However, they will help with investigations such as streetwise in place of diplomacy. Eyes for Numbers will give clues and information when the Dust Knight is exploring criminal hideout. Glean Contents also helps with searching for clues and important information, as the Dust Knight will be able to search through a desk full of loose documents and papers to find incriminating evidence. Read Lips can be used while the Dust Knight is undetected and hiding in the shadows as a means to gather information and leads. Stealth is the important skill for the Dust Knight, as it will help them with their investigation and ambushes when taking out their targets. Armored Stealth will reduce the penalties from wearing our choice of armor. The reduction from the penalty will continue to decrease as the Dust Knight's stealth proficiency improves. Shadow Mark will reduce the perception DC at the target, making it easier for the Dust Knight to trail. Foil Senses are for those criminal organizations that may employ all manner of defense mechanisms, such as oozes and their tremor sense, animals with scent, and possibly life sense from those malevolent spirits. Swift Sneak allows the Dust Knight to move at their full speed while in stealth to keep up with the target. And Legendary Sneak to hide in plain sight, which works great with the Spring from the Shadows feat. We are also taking some general feats today. The first is Canny Acumen for Perception. As mentioned previously, the champion's perception is capped at Expert, but this will bring it up to Master. We'll still use our Deception DC for Lie to Me, as it will be higher than our Perception. The second general feat is Thorough Search that grants a bonus when looking for information at the cost of time. This will give us a pseudo-legendary proficiency with Perception. The Dust Knight will be using the short sword for melee to make quick work of enemies if they are ambushed in a room or small space. If it turns into a shoot-off down an alleyway, the Dust Knight can provide cover fire with the crossbow, while the other Dust Knight can use Shadow Jump to move to a closer location. With our defenses, we have access to unarmored, light, medium, and heavy armor. The champion does have access to armor specialization for medium and heavy armor. The chainmail was chosen as the other armor specialization grants resistance to one of the 3 physical damage types, which we already gained through the champion and Shadowdancer feats. The chainmail armor specialization is reducing the damage from critical hits, and with armored stealth we will be able to negate the -2 penalty due to the noisy trait. In combat, if the Dust Knight wants to initiate, they would sneak up to the targets before using feats such as Spring from the Shadows to take them out. If the target or organization is being vigilant against the Dust Knights, they may choose to try to keep the area in bright light to prevent them from shadow jumping. With the Fetchling feat Extinguish the Light, they can create a weakness in the defenses, allowing the group to all jump into that location. An alternative strategy of using Extinguish the Light can be during a shootout in an alleyway at night. The Dust Knight might be pinned down due to enemy attacks, and any attempt of getting through might get them picked off. The use of Extinguished Light on a light source or torch will create an opening for the rest of the group to jump through and attack the back line. Additionally, Dance of Darkness can create a space for the Dust Knights to retreat. And here we have all the feats, skills, equipments, and focus spells discussed in today's video for the Dust Knight. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Also comment your thoughts on the Dust Knight below. Till next time.